There's a piece going to play here from Armagh in 1965, and this was recorded by Leo Corduff and Michael J. Murphy from Patrick Carroll. And I just like this. It doesn't really reference any kind of supernatural kind of material explicitly, but he's just giving a list of fairy forts in his area. But I was just kind of amazed by the detail with which he could list family names, names of fields, names of valleys, as he goes around this parish describing all the forts in a row or whatever.
Pat, about the forts up in your part in Carrigasticky now in South Armagh.
Aye, the fort, there was a line of forts started over beyond in Ravensdale and came on ahead across the fort to the old moat above at Ford Hill, and right on the top of the hill, and right down then to Roskey, another fort opposite there, and from that up to Pat McShane's fort, and across to Barney Whack's fort, then up to Captain Alexander's fort, and down then to Pat Mathis's, and then Rudy Art's fort, then Voice's fort, then down across to Pat Black's, across then to Rox's, and over to Castle Roach. And they continued right along over there towards Crossmidlen, practically followed the line of the border, high ground, and worked down into the valleys. That's as far as I know.
Piece here we have a recording which describes a woman. This is the guy who gave the list of forts in his locality in Armagh, Patrick Carroll, in 1965, and he's describing a widow woman, so a woman whose life would have been tough. She had her family, she had raised her children, but the fairies harvested her crops and all this sort of stuff, so they bring gifts as well.
I heard my grandfather telling about this woman. Her husband died. He had a fair good crop. He hadn't a very big barley land altogether with 20 acres, but he had nearly all in oats and spuds. And the husband died in the summertime, and she had no help. She had only herself and some very young children. And it was a bad year, very bad harvest weather, lots of rain. And it was difficult for the neighbours even to get their own saved. And they did intend to come to help her when they'd get their own done, and had very good intentions, but they never materialised. And one morning she got up and the corn was all cut and stooked. And she had heard noises out in the thing and saw some little small figures moving about. And it was generally believed that the fairies did it. And then the spuds came along, and one morning she got up and the spuds were all dug in the pits. And the people around there, they decided that this fairy corn, they'd have to get some of the seed of it. And she was able, for years afterwards, she was selling the fairy corn, the subsequent crops, selling it at an enhanced value, a bob or two a barrel more than normally it would go.